pleased to have one of the 10 filmmakers who made tonight's film with us here tonight to introduce the film, and he'll be here at the end as well for a conversation with you all. I know many will have many questions about the film, so hopefully you stick around for the Q&A, and I would like to invite Askold Kurov up now. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, and thank you for coming. I just want to say that I'm glad to be here. Thank you, Cinema Politica and Svetla, for inviting. You know, we were 10 film directors, and I'm the lucky one who here tonight. Just a few words. We made this movie right 1 year ago, but I hope it's still interesting. As we are not journalists, first of all, we wanted to make movie about people in new political conditions. And enjoy the screening. Yes, we did. We had many screenings, but we don't have the ability to show it on wide screens, on cinemas, or on federal channels, because we need for it a special film passport from Minister of Culture, and of course they never will give it us because of the topic, but we are often invited to some communities, small clubs and halls, and we have screenings and Q&As and so on. And the film is has great success on festivals all over the world, and in Russia we were awarded few times as best direction, best first feature, best Russian movie, and even event of the year. So, and now this film is online on torrents, so people can see it. I should say now I finished filming my another movie, which I filmed in Museum of Lenin for 2 years. I was an employer of this museum for have access film, and this is that I thought about that Soviet Union isn't finished yet in Russia. It lasts still, but this is just a form. Another ugly form. Yes, for now they don't take million people to Gulag or don't kill them. Yes, they more interesting in big money, oil, and they just want to have access to this oil and gas and large money, and they let us to go abroad, for example, yes, as I can go free all over the world, and we have something like freedom of speech, but till yes, limited, but very limited, a list of topics, and it's very interesting. Maybe I'm forecasting the question about Israel. It's very interesting that they managed to find this very place, this location in Russia to be heard by Putin. Yeah, no, this Jesus Christ Savior Church is the location where you can speak to God and to Putin. Really. And they were jailed only because of Putin's reaction. That's it. You see, I don't know. We don't see any effects of results. I mean, except government reaction. Yes, and maybe it's a good sign that the government and Putin they were afraid of everything. They have new laws that forbids these big actions, protests, and other absurd laws. I don't see results. Maybe they are still invisible, but I think that changes in Russia began because new generation of Russians suddenly woke up and went to the streets, and now they are not. They couldn't be the same anymore. Yes, the main result is the people starting change. You see, I don't know all the facts, of course. Maybe some opposition leaders have any supporting of Western fronts. I don't know personally. But in common open movement, it's absolutely. It's absolutely free, yes, they're volunteers. And it's so ridiculous to hear it from a government. All these people, hundred thousands who went to the streets are paid by US or somebody else. You know, it's even like devil's trick, because the situation is absolutely reversed. You know, all these meetings you have seen are for Putin. Yes, when people come to the meeting for Putin.
They're paid.
Part of them were paid, absolutely. I'm sure it's young people. And another part didn't have any choice, because they are employer of non-commercial organizations like factories, hospitals, schools, teachers, and so on. And they had this order to come to the meeting for Putin, or you will have problem if you will not go to this meeting for Putin. See, the situation is absolutely reversed. And the whole train, which went from Ural with factory workers to this meeting for Putin. It was very interesting, and we wanted to film them, because during their way they discussed the political situation, these workers, and they drove these slogans and posters for Putin. And it was very interesting to film, but we were forbidden, because in every this train car were 2 secret agents of KGB, and they protected them from outside world. I don't know why. Why it's so secret. So it looks like methods of Cold War. Yes, because we have been people in Russia are told via federal channels that, for example, United States are not our main enemy, but they want to distract the situation, the stability of Russia, that they support this protest movement and so on, and this act of Magnitsky and so on. You know this story about the orphans who are now forbidden to be adopted to the US. Thank you very much. I think yes, that's a difficult question for me too. I cannot answer for opposition. I think it's a problem because they, since maybe middle of last year, they are not as united as in the beginning. Yes, and the problem of opposition that they don't have any common demands, yes, and common this direction to go just there. Maybe it would be more effective, yes, and sometimes they cannot agree on some questions, and it's very bad for the movement while it's in the beginning and not as strong as it might be. What else? I don't know. I believe the main problem in Russia is not in Putin and government, is in the majority of population, because they voted for Putin only just because they are afraid of it might be worse than now. They live very badly, they live poor, but they're afraid it might be worse. Yes, and they vote Putin. And the problem is in these people. I don't know how much time we need to something to change in mind, in their minds, in our minds. Maybe like Moisey when he's 40 years from Egypt, yeah? Mostly.
Okay.